Hello everyone. I am Abhipraay, a student at IIT Madras, and I'll be presenting our paper titled Pre-trained Language Model-Based Framework for Deduplication of Construction Safety Newspaper Articles. Yeah. So to give some context, so for developing countries such as India, the construction sector remains one of the worst performing in OHS matters. So to improve this, we need to collect and analyze data. And newspaper articles are a great source for this. However, one of the main issue with this is that the same articles are like duplicate articles are there because the same publication reports the articles, like different publications report the same articles, and the same publication can report the same articles at a later date. So in case deduplication is not done, the data will be skewed, which can lead to wrong insights. So most of the previous work done in this space involves using vector space models. So in this, we convert a given article into a vector in higher dimensional using either TF, IDF embeddings or any general sentence embeddings. And then once we have the vectors in higher dimensions, we calculate the similarity between these vectors using either cosine similarity or Euclidean similarity. And once we have the similarity scores of the different articles, we set a threshold, and if the similarity crosses a particular threshold, we consider the articles as duplicate. Now, one of the main limitations of this method is that there's no fixed method to find the threshold value. So depending on different data sets, this threshold value can vary a lot. And because of this, the given vector space model is not very robust. So our proposed method relies on formation of keys for these different articles. So given an article, we extract the date and place of the accident and form the key. And given the different articles, we just match this key. So if the keys is matched, we give that these articles are duplicates. So as you can see in the example, we extract the place of the accident, which is Visakhapatnam, and the date of the accident, which is the 6th July 2021. So this date is extracted using the keyword Tuesday evening and using the published date of the newspaper article. And to extract the date and place of the article, we used a pre-trained language model. And to be exact, we used a Longformer model. I'll get back to that later. So you must be wondering why we used a language model and not any other simpler methods such as regex or NER methods. So the reason for that was a given article can have multiple mentions of dates. So as you can see in the example, there are multiple mentions such as Saturday, Sunday, and November 2018. However, the date in interest is Saturday. So in order to extract the exact date, we need to understand what the article means. And to do that, we need to use deep learning methods such as large language models. So coming into specifics of date identification, we used a question answering model called Longformer, which is similar to BERT, but can be extended to longer articles. So we tried out different prompts, such as what day of the week did the accident take place, when did the accident take place, and what day did the accident take place. So trying out these different prompts, we realized that what day of the week did the accident take place gave us the best results, which was out of the 129 articles which had mentions of the date, 124 of them were correctly predicted. And out of the 141 articles, 12 articles did not have any date mentioned in them. And our model was successfully able to detect that in 8 cases, and the rest 4 cases, it gave out a garbage value. So moving on to place identification, this was a little more complex. So similar to date identification, we first used a Q&A model to extract the date, the place of the accident. However, sometimes it could give a place that's more of a local area and not an exact city or state. So in case that was the case, so we used an NER model after that to extract all the instances of places mentioned in the article, appended that to our initial output from Longformer. Now, in case the Longformer and the NER were unable to extract the exact place, we gave the entire article as a string. So after the first step, our string contains the output from Longformer, the output from NER, and the entire article itself. Then we created a database of all the different cities in India and matched our string, which we got as the output of the first step, to this. So as you can see, the first priority was given to Longformer. In case there was no city mentioned in Longformer, we used the NER. And in case even NER was unable to detect a place, we just took the first city mentioned in the article. So once the date and place has been extracted, we just match this for different articles and check if they're duplicates or not. So coming to the results, we compared our model to the cosine similarity model, which is currently the best. So we tested our models in 2 scenarios. So scenario 1 is when we consider our entire data set. So this data set contains articles which may not have a mention of date and a place. And in that case, our model fails since there is no date to be extracted. So in scenario 1, we can see that our model does not outperform the cosine similarity. And in scenario 2 is when we remove the articles which did not mention any date and place and just compared it. And in that case, our model performs on par with the cosine similarity model. And the advantage of our model is that there's no parameter such as threshold. So given any data set, any future articles, our model will be able to perform at a similar level. However, if you use a cosine similarity model, your threshold value will change. And in a practical sense, your accuracy is going to reduce. Now, the top table is when we use both date and location as the key. So we realized that using only the date as the key performed way better than using both date and place. So in this case, even in scenario 1, our model significantly outperformed cosine similarity, and same as well in scenario 2. So using only date is better than using both date and place. However, one drawback of this is that in case on the same date, multiple accidents have taken place, our model will give that as duplicates. Now, in most cases, such amount of articles is negligible. So we believe that we can use the only date model in practical applications. But in case, like if it's not working, we can try to look at other keys. So this is where our future work is. So we can also extract different keys such as the number of people affected, the gender of the victims, and what kind of accident was it? Did the building collapse or did the bridge collapse or similar stuff? So that's one of the areas where we're trying to work. And another area is expand our model to vernacular languages. So as you know, in India, there are several languages, and most of the local accidents are reported in these languages and not in the traditional English newspapers. So yeah, thank you. And these are our references.
Thank you.